An amendment is any change that's made to the way a government operates, or it adjusts like the actual structure of the government. The amendment process was quite different between the article system and between the system created by the Constitution. Under the Articles of Confederation system, the rules stated that 13 out of 13 states had to agree to amend any portion of the system. So every change had to be unanimous. This is a major problem. It basically created a system of government that could never be changed. The states were so different that you're never going to get 13 of them to agree on anything. So one state could just prevent any change from going into effect because every amendment proposal had to be 100% supported. And again, that's just not realistic. So you've essentially created a system of government that can't ever be revised or changed. You're just stuck with it because you can't get unanimous support to change it. And this is something that changes again with the Constitution. The amendment process is made easier, but it's still not something that's easy that it can occur like all the time. So the amendment process is actually the way it's written up in the Constitution, like a two-part sort of like process. So the first part of the process is called the proposal stage, and the second part of the process is called the ratification stage. This is a good example of like shared power between the national government and the states. The national government is responsible for the proposing of the amendments. Any member of the House or the Senate can essentially propose an official change to be added to the Constitution. Um, there is a lesser known version of how this can be done, like a national convention, but it's never going to be used. So we're just going to pretend this doesn't exist down here. But the normal way in which an amendment is proposed is you need two-thirds approval of both like the House and the Senate. If two-thirds of the House and two-thirds of the Senate agrees to your proposal, it then moves out of the proposal phase and goes to like the ratification stage. Ratification is like a synonym for final approval. So there are two parts that you could use to ratify a proposed amendment. One part has been used, you have to choose one or the other. 26 times, all 27 times, by the way, there's 27 amendments in our country's history. All 27 times have been proposed by a two-thirds vote of both houses of Congress. The convention has never been used. 26 of the times, it has been ratified by three-quarters of state legislatures. So today, that's 38 states. So you're using the already existing state legislatures. Like there are Pennsylvania has a state legislature that meets in Harrisburg. Every state has their own state legislature that makes state laws. So you're using your already existing state representatives to essentially vote on whether or not your state is going to support that amendment. And again, you need three-quarters of the states to approve the proposal for it to actually become an amendment. There is a lesser known way that you can do this if you don't want to use the existing state legislatures. It is possible to use state conventions. The difference with these is that you elect people just to vote on the amendment and then they disappear again. This process, you're actually using the already existing state legislatures that even after they vote on the amendment, they're going to keep their job. This has been used once. The 21st Amendment, which ended prohibition, the outlaw on alcohol, was actually ratified by special state conventions instead of the existing state legislatures because it was such a controversial thing. But the bottom line is you got to keep your fractions straight. Two-thirds of Congress is needed to propose the amendment, and then some version of three-quarters of the states, whether it be the already existing state legislatures or special state conventions that are voted for just for this, would then have to approve the amendment. Again, 26 times. You've had two-thirds of Congress propose it, and then three-quarters of the state legislatures ratify it, and once you had two-thirds of Congress propose it, and then three-quarters of special state conventions have to ratify